So I'm just trying out a live video, seeing if this mic works, because we're going to be doing some more live training now. We've finished for the year for 3-week courses, and we're up in our tower in Belaga, which we've been building since May, on and off with Ed. And the design is for what we like to build at Gilimeno, but it also has other applications. I think I need it over here. 1 second. I think I can keep talking. I was thinking whether to strap the phone to the bamboo. See if that works. So we're here with Batulus and putting up a railing just around this lovely structure here. We've been probably I'll do a side view sooner or later, but yeah, I'd like to just figure out how these live videos can work, and I really don't know much about it except that there's all these different platforms, and it confuses the fuck out of me, because I'd like to do for what we were planning to do in Facebook. Like, I've got a live training group in Facebook. Okay. I'm just getting strapped to the bamboo pole. This plastic string you really can't do without it in bamboo building, because it's like really non-slip. It's one of the only things that'll stick to the bamboo, so I hope it never gets banned, because it's really handy, this stuff. Tali raffia, we call it here. It's like garbage bin fabric. Alright, I'm just going to help Patulus. See if we can maneuver around. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we're putting up a railing, and getting ready for training in Africa, in Kenya, which is going to start in January, on 4th of January. And at the moment I'm still working on the website and getting everything kind of working so that people can join more easily. We're going to be doing Kags, who's the daughter of the owner of Anabas Resort, where the training's going to be. She's a documentary maker, and so we're going to be filming like the whole training with Jay. And the focus of the first training, so we've got phase 2. We were going to do phase 1 in September, October, which was going to be to harvest all the bamboo for the phase 2 and phase 3 training. But we didn't have budget, so yeah, it's made me kind of like reshuffle things in my mind and just realize, like, yeah, we need to have like budget, so we need like a certain project, certain meaning like certain project, to be able to like move ahead with, you know, doing something like the cottage build, like what we're planning for at Anabas. The thing with that is, yeah, like I think the usually through my programs here, I cover the costs of all the materials and everything when we do our builds through our training programs. So with it being over there and the added expenses of flights, and also I need to pay Jay's salary and stuff, is, well, actually that should be, that's still what we're working out, like this kind of model to be able to do like outreach training. And I think I can just keep talking as I work, because is this mic working? I don't know if anyone can comment. I don't even know how to read the comments. But let's see if it's working.
Yeah. So I mean,
Oh, mulai sini.
ya. Internet alinya ini sambung nih.
Ah, okay.
Live streaming.
Live streaming. Kita masih bikin website untuk program di Kenya untuk bulan Januari, dan sudah ada Facebook group untuk group Facebook untuk belajar bambu, tapi
Kenya.
untuk di sini tapi selalu kurang waktu untuk koordinasi dan saya kurang tahu untuk apa namanya untuk bikin video online dan posting. Kurang bagus. Alright. Yeah, I made this Facebook group a while ago, so I don't know if I can cross post from here to Facebook. Well, I'll give it a go. I was trying to do a talk with Alemna and Sixtus like a couple of months ago, so we wanted to start the conversation for the Bamboo for Africa training, and it didn't go well. But anyway, yeah, so we've organizing for this training in Meru in January, and the first part of the training is going to be covering like treatment, harvesting, clump maintenance and management. So the important thing with growing bamboo is getting straight culms, and if you just don't manage your clump well, I think one, you're going to get snakes, and two, like you get a lot of trash in the clump, and if there's too much competition, the bamboos won't grow straight. If it's not enough competition, the bamboos will also not grow straight. So Jay's been working with bamboo for like more than 20 years. He's originally from Canada, but he's lived in Australia for quite a while. And he's got a lot more knowledge on the growing side than me. I just focus here in Bali with the Balinese bamboo builders, and I built my house in Denpasar. Well, actually, a house for my daughter. I wonder if this is working. Yeah, maybe. Samatali. And so yeah, the big thing with treatment is and managing your clump, of course, is like knowing like the age of the bamboo, when to harvest it, and which isn't so hard, but in the actual harvesting technique and planning like a harvest is important. So going over that, and then the biggest thing is like treatment for bamboo, because I mean you can have bamboo, but unless it's treated well, it's not going to last a long time, and that's like the biggest thing for shifting the mindset of people in developing countries. Like so many people in Indonesia and Philippines, they know how to work with bamboo in the basic style, and but it's seen as something just temporary. So that was like what I found in Philippines is like, why don't people use it more? And then I saw like firsthand when I tried to help a family in the Philippines to make like a little homestay, like it just gets demolished like really fast. So you've got the powder post beetle, which is the one that basically that crawls in. That was a shorter piece. Crawls in the bamboo at the nodes and lays the eggs around the hairs in the nodes, and then eats the bamboo from the inside out. And the termites come from the ground, so they're like able to be treated through like point source. But with the powder post beetle, like once they get into the bamboo, it's like pretty much game over. So you've got about 2 to 3 years, maybe 4, before the bamboo falls down. So And when I came to Bali, like what I was looking for, what I thought the green school was about teaching sustainable building. So when I went there, I was kind of like, oh, right, like it's a big factory setup, you know, it's really big buildings, and I thought, well, this is not really something we can do in the village in the Philippines, where people are flat out like buying a screwdriver. So I built my house in Denpasar, and I came across Terry, who developed a product, used to be called Freemite, but now it's called Pest Hammer. And it's a neem oil based product with nanoparticle, and it used to have chili oil as well, and boric acid. That's what I used, and then it's like you dilute it like an emulsion into water. So like 1 5-liter container treats a cubic meter of water. My bamboos were like 8.5 meters long. So when I got them to my site, like we punched all the holes through them, made like a bath, like a big bath with all made from bamboo and recycled motorbike tires. I got a tarpaulin made in Surabaya, like the really thick truck tarpaulin, which I lined it with, and that's what we used for the treatment, for treating the bamboos. But yeah, it was going to take a lot of the 5 litre of the solution to, you know, be able to even fill up the bath halfway. So I ended up just filling it up only like about a foot and diluting it a bit. And I used that product in treating the bamboo for my house. And you could definitely see the difference. Like I had some bamboos get stolen by some local kids to make kites, but they came back, and those bamboos like didn't get treated by the time they got back. And I asked my builders not to use them in the build, but they did. And I could tell which ones they were because they had around the nodes the hairs hadn't been cleaned properly, and every single one of those bamboos got hit by powder post beetles. So I had quite a few interesting long nights and interesting times with powder post beetle wars in my house, because also they got into my floor, and I think that's maybe because when I'd split all my flooring, I made like pupu, which is what's on the floor up here, but it's under the plywood. And when you make all the cracks in it, like with the axe, maybe like somehow the bugs got in there, or because it was sitting out in the rain for a long time, and I tried to keep it covered, but before we actually put it down, like maybe the treatment got washed off it. So yeah, I've had quite interesting times working out how to do pre-treatment and then post-treatment when you get attacked. But all my peelers that I treated with Freemite, with Pest Hammer, they are all fine. I just now need to retreat my house, but it's for drywood termites, so they're somehow coming up through the foundation and up through the pillars, and starting to eat my house. So yeah, just been getting that sorted out. But in terms of the powder post beetle, I think now the bamboo is so dry, like unless the house like sat empty, there is not going to be a problem, because the powder post beetle, they go for the starches in the bamboo because it's like a grass. So yeah, so I mean there's lots of, like we do 3-week programs here. I also do like 1-day programs just for like introductions, and if people, you know, want to learn how to do like design, making like the models, also like for basic carpentry. But in our 3-week programs, it's more with people that want to build something themselves, or have something already they want to build. And generally in that amount of time, we do a fair bit of training for that, you know, give you enough skills to be able to do something pretty basic, or at least have the knowledge to be able to direct other people that have that are a bit more carpentarial, I say. Yeah, and so really, like, your situation determines. I think I'm going to move the phone down if I can. Your situation with the bamboo, like what kind of bamboo you're using, like whether you're going to be harvesting it yourself or buying it, sometimes. Like, I mean, probably in the process of building my house, like it would have been cheaper just to buy the bamboo locally, already treated. But at the time I didn't quite have the budget for that. And I wanted to, learn about it myself. So it was a good experience. And now where I am in Bali, like I have access to a treatment centre that's fairly close by. Oops, backlight. So we just buy our bamboo here. But yeah, when it comes to, if you're, ouch, stabbing me, in the like village or rural communities, like you really want to be able to treat your bamboo locally without transporting too much, and to know that it's done well and it's not going to get attacked. But the factors to consider are like, have you got bamboo growing on your property? Like, are you one person, like going out treating it, like harvesting it yourself, or have you got a group of people that can help do that? Because if you have more people, then you want to do something that's more volume orientated, like say with the pest hammer product, like that lasts for 1 month in solution, and like 5 liters treats a cubic meter of water. So if you have a few poles going at once, it only takes 2 days, and it's a cold treatment solution, so you don't need to leave it in for like a week like you do with borax and boric acid, or even 10 days, some people say for that. And if you're just yourself, like harvesting one piece of bamboo at a time on your property, or 3 a day or something, then you would probably look at doing like the butt treatment method. So the butt treatment method is where you basically, as soon as you cut your bamboo, you stick it in a bucket, and then you mix up your treatment solution and pour it into the bucket, and then it's like when you cut a flower and put it in a vase of water, like it soaks up the solution. But you've only got about 10 minutes or 12 minutes from when you cut it to when you've got to get it into the solution. So it really has to be like you're walking around with a backpack or making up your solution on the spot. And that's definitely like can work, but of course it's more like if you're harvesting in your backyard and you're harvesting it over a few weeks or a few months, and every day you come back and like top up the solution, and you need to put something plastic over it so that it doesn't get diluted with any rain, anything like that. If you've got a work team, then it's much more efficient to set up like a vertical soak diffusion, which is what Jay's going to be teaching at our training, and that's basically a temporary hyperbolic tower. Like you just need to be able to stand the bamboos up. When you harvest, you still need to do it within 7 days from when you harvest the bamboo, and you want to like hollow out all the nodes like with a metal rod or something, but you leave the bottom one, the one nearest the bottom, like don't hollow that out. So you basically have like a giant cup, and then all your bamboos are standing up, and you fill them with the solution. And leave it stand for, like, depending on what you're using. If you're using borax boric, which you can keep using again and again, you test the concentration with a hydrometer. Then you leave it in for like 7 to 10 days. If it's really fresh, apparently you can just, Jay was saying, you can just put it in for like 4 days. If you're doing pest hammer, like if it's giant bamboo, should be just 2 days, and if it's a smaller bamboo, then 1 day. So you can get quite a good turnover in that system, like using a temporary hyperbolic. So it only takes like a few hours to put up a hyperbolic. I tried doing a really small one here. I think there is a bit of a knack to it, but we had fun. There seems to be a couple of different ways to put it up. So you basically, it saves a lot on the cost because, you know, like there's some videos and stuff, or the general talk of doing like that method is only with like 2-meter bamboos, so you need like an existing structure to be able to stand them against. So I'd kind of like dismissed that method because I thought like, oh, you know, if you don't already have a big building and set up to be able to use for the treatment, then, you know, it's a bit pointless, like in terms of cost and stuff. So but with this hyperbolic, like, it kind of just blows all that out of the water, because you can just go harvest some bamboos and basically throw one up and tie it all together, and then Bob's your uncle. You've got like a spot to do the VSD, and then you just need like solar pump, a catching tray, and then probably like 2 tanks, one for mixing, or maybe you can just use one, and you need to filter. So it's handy to have a filter just so there's not too much organic stuff getting into the solution, because that creates like quite a bad smell. Yeah, so that's why I'm really excited about this training in Kenya, because for people living in the village, or, you know, if you don't have access to a proper treatment facility or a factory setup, then, you know, it's hard to treat the bamboo, and that's sort of, I think, the main thing that stops people from wanting to use it. In the second part of the training, we're going to be doing carpentry for small buildings. So basically like making like ballet type design, like around 3 by 3 meter. We're going to be doing a design competition, so people can put in ideas and stuff. We're still coming up with the final design, and I think we'll have about 30 to 40 people there in Kenya. So we might have like 4 or 5 models, like 4 or 5 designs that we'll make there. Whether we do all the same, not sure. It just depends on our budget and how many craftsmen I can bring over from here, and yeah, the other teachers. So we've got Jay and myself. I'll be going, and it's basically like teaching the skills basic skills for construction. So like how I work here with the course programs, we start with carpentry, and that's for furniture, like that kind of scale, and then we move on to building in the second week. So we do like 3 days basic carpentry for furniture, and then 3 days design. Sometimes we do less on design. It just depends if people just want to learn hands-on skills. But we do the basic design stuff to go through, like spacing and the principles of designing with the bamboo with the post and beam style, like what they do in Bali. And yeah, I mean, there's lots of things to consider around that. So when people are coming for a course, like I always say, like what kind of bamboos you have available, because that determines also like the spacing of how far apart you can put the pillars, whether you need to stack them, the height you can go, type of foundations you're going to need, and yeah, like the types of design, whether you're going to be able to make, whether you've got like lidi available, if you're going to be able to make it or get it somehow. Lidi is the thing that like enables all the curves in bamboo design. So like if you imagine, lidi just means stick. So like, you know, satay sticks. If you have one satay stick, you can break it quite easily. But if you try to break like a whole bundle of satay sticks, like you can't. So that's the principle of lidi. Like it still maintains like a bit of the curve, you know, like as opposed to trying to bend a whole bamboo, which is impossible. Well, as far as I know, unless you heat bend it. Lidi is like, you get bundles of the sticks, like bundles of 10, and you tie them together at intervals, and then you like kind of, not stack them, what do you say, stagger them. So you start with the first bundle, and then like 30 centimeters, you put the next bundle, 30 centimeters, you put the next bundle, 30 centimeters, you put the next bundle, and basically that just continues, and so you don't have like one single breaking point of where these ends join each other. Plus you have like a thick split on the inside, which is like the bone, I say, like the bone of the lidi. And yeah, that's what enables like curves to be in the bamboo designs. So I try to keep curves to a minimum, because I mean the more curves, the more work, the more money. So I'm focused on affordable design. And although I mean when you have a lot of people, the time goes really quick, and you like, and you know, there's not really any limit, like just on the time and what kind of bamboos. Like with making that lidi, the best bamboo to use is apus, which we call bamboo tali here, which has got natural, like more flexibility naturally. And like patung, it's not a flexible bamboo. I don't know if you can make lidi out of patung, because it's more liable to crack. Whereas the tali is, yeah, that's what they use to make string. Actually, we made all the string in my house bamboo from the tali bamboo. So it needs to be a younger bamboo when you're making string, because obviously it's more flexible. And that's the bamboo they use for weaving. So I'd say like any bamboo that's used for weaving, you could also use to make lidi. I think lidi, like the concept of lidi, can also be done with splits, bamboo splits. But maybe you'd have like a thicker bundle, and you might not be able to get quite such nice curves. But I haven't really tried it. We just use splits for lamination, but I did use splits in Gillimano last year for making like a lidi thing, because yeah, we made everything from scratch there, and yeah, basically we did that. So when there's a few people, like the time goes pretty fast, and you can get a lot done. Surprisingly, it's like exponential between like if you just have like 3 or 4 workers to if you have like 6 or 8 people, like it's just exponential, like how much more you can get achieved. Like I can't imagine myself sitting there and making all the string for my house, like but with a few people, like it just took a few days, and I don't know, I haven't actually counted how much string's in my house, but it's a lot. And it went really fast, like just sitting there, everyone just sits around. That's what I really love about bamboo, is just that thing of like, it's just a pastime, like it's not like work, it's like you're just hanging out, enjoying time with, you know, just being there, and I think it's like knitting and stuff as well. Like I'm pretty sure there's been a few times when I've had like some anxiety or some stuff going on, and then I just like chucked some bamboos on the floor and just started like doing some weaving stuff, or even just sitting like this and making nails. Like it's really quite calming. And I know in like whoops, as she fucks it up. In like rehab centers, they use like knitting and crocheting to help the brain to restabilize and produce your own endorphin chemicals. And whoops, that's dangerous. That's also what kids end up doing. Like when I do kids workshops, I always have to go around and like cut the freaking ends off their little spears that they make. It's the only thing I haven't quite figured out, how to keep things kids safe. can't have too many. I only usually have like 3 or 4 kids at a time because they just get out of hand, and actually bamboo is like sharp as hell. They used to use, in Bali they used to use bamboo knives to slaughter chickens before they had like metal and stuff. So apparently it's quite painless, like you can't feel it. Well, I haven't tried myself, but like they get a bit of bamboo and they slice it like so it's actually the skin of the bamboo, because here we're just making nails, but the skin, like when you split the bamboo, is like super sharp. So like you know, in making splits or not splits, nails or sticks for doing models, like always got to be careful of the sides. I even usually put like a band-aid like over here just to protect myself from myself. And whoops. So yeah, the thing of making nails is just like from the square, you rounding off the sides. And then like these knives, it's like a single beveled knife. So this was developed with by Linda Garland, and she brought Japanese and German carpenters to Bali in the 70s, and it was her that was kind of pretty much responsible for the modern day carpentry and also the borax boric treatment. She was the one that pioneered that. And yeah, it just kind of like adds that bit of nice detail, and all the fish mouth, everything like that is something that was actually co-engineered and designed with Japanese and German carpenters. So that's why this knife looks quite Japanese. It's like a single bevel, and it's got a nice little cutaway there. So I usually like hold the knife still and pull the bamboo. Gives you more control, and you can also control this angle here. So generally with the nails and stuff, we're using 10s for what we're doing here. And this structure is down, underneath is a hyperbolic, and I designed that and worked on it with Ed because I wanted to be able to make a staircase that to save floor space, like when you have a building. Like I try to be as space efficient as possible, and yeah, I just found like in my house in Denpasar, like the stairs are actually on the front of the house and covered by like a big veranda, even though like it's not quite big enough because it does get rain, a little bit of rain exposure. But yeah, it was sort of, I don't know, I just had this thing in my head about it for like since I started doing the courses. And I would probably even like, if I was building somewhere off grid, like pick a tree and build the building near the tree, so you could just like have a staircase around the tree, and then the grain is so beautiful. And then I don't know how the sound's going to be. This is a test, all right? I don't know if this video is going to work out, but just like getting ready to be able to do maybe some live videos with Jay in December. So yeah, let's see where I can post this video. And so pretty. Let's see. Probably not because there's backlight. Anyway, yeah, leading up to the Bamboo for Africa training, so we will have the training live in January and February, and I'm doing like a membership thing now so that you can join the online training for that, and we'll be starting doing some introductory stuff. I'll probably give access for the handbook that I use here, which is sort of like a compilation of all the videos and stuff that we do through our trainings. Like, I mean, they're not professional videos or anything, but you get the idea through them. And so there'll be that. People can join. So for people in Africa, it'll be $20 US, and that'll be for like that month, that training program, and the lead up to it. For businesses in Africa, it'll be $50 per person, and for, well, maybe per business, and for international, $75. So that's pretty good, I reckon. And then also we'll be doing pre-sales for the training video, the documentary that we're gonna make, or training video / documentary that will be produced as a result of the training. And that's going to be $50 US, until up to the training. And well, maybe I'll put the price up before, I don't know, because we need to raise the money to get Jay over there and get our flights and everything and secure him his salary, because, you know, everybody needs money these days. And yeah, so let's see if this video works, and maybe I'll just set up the camera a bit somewhere so you can see how we're doing this little balcony. Well, it's not a balcony, it's a railing. And yeah, I'm still trying to figure out this technology. Let's see. Welcome to live chat. What's that mean? So all I can see is, looks like there's one person watching. Hi, one person. Right, so here we're in our tower. I'm scared I'm going to drop my microphone. We just took the scaffolding off yesterday. We did it in a hyperbolic scaffolding. So that's looking from the top. This model is on my Instagram. I haven't actually put it in the Facebook group, I don't think. The art of tying bamboo. I should be helping this too. Yeah, the good old H knot. Start on the pillar, and then around one side, around the other side. I always find these things are like the essentials of bamboo building. And like I said at the start, like this plastic tie is like the most essential thing you can have when you're building with bamboo, because it doesn't slip. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, this tower is like the platform's around 7.5 meters off the ground. This is the pupu. Palupu. Let's see here. From the underside. That's pupu. So that's all like nailed down on top, and then we decided to go with a layer of plywood. Could have done like narrower spacing for the floor, but yeah, just figured being up this high, like, kind of felt a bit more comforting to have plywood. And our longer bamboos, we've got like, see, we've got doubles. There's 8 of them, so they're like spaced around the circle evenly in pairs, and they extend up. They're 10-meter bamboos. And then we have 8-meter bamboos that are the crosses of the hyperbolic. You see one there? So they come up to the bottom of the ring. I don't know if you can see the ring running around there. Got our strapping. so that they're actually supporting under the ring. So we feel pretty stable up here. And if anyone else is into hyperbolics and stuff, I'd love to know what you think about this design. Yeah, the whole point was being able to run the staircase in a spiral around the inside. Around the inside of the spiral, and like where the diamonds of the hyperbolic intersect is like where we want to put the supports for the stairs, because if you want to run a spiral, spiral staircase, you need the kind of intervals to put a support across, because you can't have like supports running into the abyss of a vacant triangle. Sorry, I don't know how my camera skills are. Alright, step back. So yeah, we're going to be doing more on this next month through our 3-week program. Actually, I've got someone coming for 2 weeks as a VIP, so that'll be nice. It'll be relaxing. Not relaxing, but sometimes it's hard keeping track of what everyone wants to do, so it's nice just to be able to work one-on-one with people. And January also, no, not January, because we'll be in Kenya in January. February I've got another program running from the 17th of February. Here we're working on this one. That's our other building over there, so that's also a prototype for like community waste management center type building. It's like post and beam A-frame kind of design, but I've put in like a, if you can see there, like we use one liddy, like one curve to kind of open up that side, so it's not just a straight boring A-frame closed in. So it's kind of got that window without being, it was based on dormer window, which was an idea that Josh had when I first started the bamboo program, and yeah, just evolved to that, because with the corners, like, you're going to have leaking problems, especially if you were to have thatch roof or something like that. So yeah, this design, like, you could do a thatch roof on there, on this side, but I didn't want to because of the trees. Like, any trash that lands on a thatch roof is going to rot and destroy the roof. Plus now, like, they cut the grass too young and before it's flowered and dried properly, and so generally the grass roofing now only lasts 4 to 5 years, and then you got to replace it. My house is 6 years and definitely needs replacing, but I'm just going to cover it with tin or some kind of plastic like that, because I live in Denpasar and just fireworks season is a freaking nightmare. I mean, it's not, but you know, you can't relax. When there's fireworks flying around all around your house and you've got a grass roof, it's not so fun. So yeah, this is just an experiment video. And I'm trying to work out how to go like with YouTube and then also on the Facebook group. But actually, I suppose I only need to be on the Facebook group if it's going to be for that training. So I've got one Facebook group that's free, and maybe I'll try and put a link to that in the comments. But I haven't been putting a lot in there, but from time to time I put stuff in there. But the one for the Bamboo for Africa training, that'll be a paid one, and it'll be $20 American if you're from Africa. It'll be $50 for businesses in Africa, and international will be $75. So yeah, like I said, just want to raise money to be able to get Jay over there, and yeah, we'll be doing like live. I won't be teaching, so I'll be able to be like, hopefully a bit of a better cameraman, woman, whatever, to be able to cover like the training, and we'll have other people there too for the phase 2. It's in 2 parts. The first one is 2 weeks, and we have a few days break, and then the second one is another 2 weeks. Anyway, I'll put some information down below sometime, hopefully. I don't know. I'm still trying to work all this stuff out. And yeah, let us know what you think, and let us know if you want to join us in Kenya. And you can look at the website. It's www.bamboo4africa.org. If you want to look at that. And I think I'm still working on a blog post for that on my website, which is bamboocreative.org. Alright, I'm going to finish there. So it's nice and breezy up here. Oh, that was the other thing. I'm going to do some pre-sales for this building too, because yeah, I'm pretty much out of budget at the moment, and it'd be nice to make this a nice room. So I was thinking to do a pre-sale thing for a workshop and accommodation, so we can get this all finished. And like I said before, we do like 1-day workshops and up to 3-week workshops. So, and I'm still working out whether to make this a co-working space or a room accommodation. Whoops, not good photography. So yeah, love to know your thoughts, and like I was saying, anyone else that's into hyperbolics, love to know your thoughts as well. So yeah, let us know in the comments, and I'll put some more info down there later. Alright, I better go help Papa. Okay. We're in this. Dang. Sure that you want to stop.